So Perusall is really easy to get started with. It is integrated directly into Canvas, so you add it like you would add any other activity. So you'll turn editing on for your course and then go to wherever it is you want to add Perusall. So I'm just going to add mine, actually. I'm going to add mine at the top. And I don't have mine in my favorites, so go to activities, and here it is, about halfway down the list. So I'm just going to call this syllabus discussion. We're going to save and display. Okay, so it'll show this if you display it, but here's what it looks like once you get back to it. So it just adds it like this, and this is what the students will click on. This is also what you will click on to get to your course page. So I'm going to turn editing off, and so see it's in the same spot, and when I click on it, it takes me to a brand new Perusall shell. So this is what it makes for you right at the beginning of the semester, or whenever you add the Perusall activity. It's going to make the shell for you, and you're going to go through the getting started. So you can you have already set up the link, so you don't really have to worry about that, but you can then go through and just tell it a little bit about your course. So I'm gonna put this in COM, if I can find COM. There we go. Sure, we'll go with that. And then just save the changes. And then now we can go and do these next two steps. So I'm going to show you with the actual buttons. So up here is your library, and this is where you'll add content, and it's pretty click and drag for this, and so you can just pick whatever it is that you want. So in this case, we're going to download something from our device. I think you can click and drag too, so yeah. So if you have it downloaded or up in on your computer, you can already go ahead and drag it, and it will start to do the upload for you. So as this is uploading, just a couple of cool things to point out about Perusall. This lets you annotate basically anything, and so if you have a video or a podcast that you're having the students listen to, then you can do that. And you can also have students upload to a folder directly, so this might be something that you think about utilizing for peer review. Alright, so we have our thing now. So this will always be right here in the library for you. So if you go look at the library, or if your students go to their library, then they'll be able to see the document. But what we want to do now is go to assignments, and so we're going to just add one really fast. And you basically just walk through these steps, and you can add more than one thing. So let's say that your study guide has one document they need to listen to, a podcast, and another document or something that they need to do. You can just keep adding parts, but we're just going to assign the syllabus. This is the range, and so this is like, for example, if you had an article that was like 30 pages long, but you only needed them to read the first 10, you could kind of assign those ranges. But we're going to go to the next step. You can assign a deadline. So if I was starting today and I wanted them to do it by next class, then I could do that. So if this is the only thing that you're assigning in your class, so in my case it's the syllabus discussion, but maybe you're only using Perusall for one thing, then you can just name the link on your course the activity. But if you plan on using Perusall for more than one thing, then I would name this link just access Perusall here, or whatever you want to call it. So they know that that's always where you go for Perusall, because it's going to take them to their own homepage when they get here. And then you can kind of section it off with assignment discussions. You can also add a different Perusall link every time, but that kind of confuses things in the gradebook, so it's up to you. So you go through all of this in terms of adding instructions. You can assign to specific students if you want to, especially if they're doing something like peer review, those sorts of things. And then lastly, you can do customized scoring if you want them to do specific things, but we're just going to use the course scoring settings and save changes. And now you have your assignment. And so when they open it, it will have the document here, and they can go through and put in their own pieces of conversation. They can see a table of contents, and they can make bookmarks and make their annotations and everything. So that's kind of how you get started with it. I really suggest doing something like a syllabus discussion towards the beginning of the semester, and that way your students get to play around a little bit with the tool before they actually have to do it for an assignment. So they can kind of see the functionality and what they can do with it, like this. So it's a good idea to kind of ease them into it, especially if you want them to do kind of specific things, or you're going to be utilizing those features like assigning certain things to students. But that is how you get started with Perusall. Let me know if you have any questions. Kevin and I are both reachable by the academictechnology@trinity.edu email address.